All right, welcome to Hatha Yoga. I'll meet you on the mat. You'll need 2 blocks today. So I'm just going to pick a block to sit on. And make any little movements that will feel nice, supportive. Maybe take in a nice breath, a few shoulder rolls. And then beginning to turn the attention inward toward the body, toward the self. Gathering up your attention that has been in all kinds of places today. Bringing it inward. And simply observing the breath as it flows in and out of the body. Allowing the breath to ground you in this moment. I invite you to bring your hands up to heart center so that we may initiate our practice with the unifying Om as we inhale together. Inhaling, opening the eyes, exhaling, release. So I'm going to invite you to come off the block and come to your mat so that where your heels are, you don't have any friction. So if you have some kind of a hard floor, so you can kind of do this little point and flex with the legs just rather quickly. And then we're going to do point the toes all the way to the left and then to the right, where we alternate. One leg is internally rotated, one is externally rotated. Come back and forth, warming up the legs a little bit here. And then taking the feet kind of wide and going in and out, in, out, and warming up this leg joint. Then bringing the feet together with the knees out, and then slowly kind of maybe inching your hips forward toward the heels, leaning forward, kind of leading with the heart, and you can do a little bit of rocking, whatever little movement to help you open up here at the leg joint. And then we're going to come into a rounding, just rounding the back. Checking in, and the foot position can be really anywhere, and you can explore like moving the feet more forward, moving them in, and just noting where you meet the resistance, and then just finding that spot that allows you to come over in this forward fold, and then just walk your hands a little to the right, so you're just kind of leaning the body to the right. Walk the hands a little to the left. Again, we're just leaning the body a little bit to the left. And back to center, rising up. Taking your hands at the knees and bringing the knees together. And then I'm going to come back on my block And whether you have a block or bolster, rolled up blanket is fine. And then coming into that diamond shape in the legs again. Cobblers. And just finding the shape that is most comfortable for you. And if it's better even just with your bum on the floor instead of the block, this is actually made to make it easier, lifting the hips a little bit. And then just growing really nice and tall here. We're going to take both hands behind the head, just kind of interlace the fingers, take a big breath in. And then rounding the back, we're going to come into a cat-cow in toddler's pose. So tuck the tail, tuck the chin, and then lift the head, lift the heart, lift the tail. Exhale, round into cat. Inhale, lift into cow. And so it's just, we've done cat-cow so many times together. This just changes it up a little bit. Your legs in a different shape. Why not? And then we'll go with a nice tall spine. Inhaling, exhaling. Just taking your elbow toward the knee, but don't let your right hip kind of pop off the block. Really ground it down. Inhale up and exhale. Let's do that again. Coming back up. I'm actually going to take my knees and bring them together. I can slightly feel the insides of my legs straining a bit. So I'm just going to cross them. It might just be because I've done this a few times and now my legs are tired of it, but really listening to your body. One more of these. Okay, inhale. And we're just going to kind of clamshell our elbow over to the right and then bring it back into full upright position. Same side, clamshell it, and then back. So this is upper back work, right? We're rounding on one side and really lifting the navel. And then let's switch sides. So inhaling tall, exhale, rounding, bringing the elbows toward each other to touch. That right elbow is moving the farthest, but the left elbow certainly can squeeze in a bit too. And release. Roll out the shoulders. Inhaling, grow tall. We'll target our lower part of our back in the twist. We're just going to take our left hand over to the right side. Grow tall on an inhale, and then exhaling, just twisting toward the right, toward the left. Bringing your chin towards the shoulder. Feeling that twist at the waist, chest, shoulders. Just inhaling and unwinding and exhaling, just shifting over to the other side. And we get tall. Inhale, exhale. Lift up the face. Maintain the height of your spine, the crown of the head lifting. Just easing into the shape. Inhaling, unwinding. And then just getting a little watery. Good. I'm going to get rid of the block again. And take our legs back over. Just so that they are along the length of the mat. It doesn't have to be on the hard floor this time. Just a gentle flexing of the feet. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Slightly folding over. So about as far forward as I can fold currently. So I'm just going to bend the knees a bit. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Guide the body down so that the torso meets the thighs. And bending the knees as much as you need to. And I have like my fingers tented behind me, like just really gently guiding the body forward. And in this way, I can really get to the low back. A nice little stretch here. And then just seeing what happens if I straighten the legs now. And it looks like I can come down a little farther. That's not really my goal. I wanted to really try to get into my low back. So inhale, rise up. I'm going to take the right hand to the left knee, and we're going to take the left hand and inhale, reach it up. Exhale all the way back. Follow the gaze of the fingertips and then circle the arm back forward. Feet are gently flexed and try not to shift at the legs at all. So it could be that one leg starts to push more forward than the other one. You want to try and keep them the same as you circle the arm back. Okay, this next time we circle the arm back, we're going to plant the hand down, kind of close-ish to the body, but not touching. Bend the right knee. Inhale, lift the hip and reach your arm up and back. A little modified wild thing here, a little modified side plank. Feeling really strong in your arm and your shoulder, reaching through the fingertips. Then we're going to inhale, come down. And switch sides. So this time, extending right arm, kind of swimming back. Oh wait, left hand is on the right knee. Swimming that arm back, gazing back, so that we're feeling that twist a lot on the right side, really opening up. Again, keeping your feet level with each other. And this last one, circle it around, plant the hand, bend the left knee, spread the fingers wide, and then lift the hips, reach really strong. Make sure that your shoulder is over the wrist as best you can. And then we'll drop that foot down. And exhale, release. So let's take the knees a little bit bent, go tall, fold over the legs once again. I'm just kind of like walking my fingers forward, leading with the heart as opposed to my head. As soon as I put my head down, I'm going to start rounding the back. And then one leg at a time, straighten it, moving forward. Nice and easy. Inhale, rise up. And then we'll cross the legs. Maybe scooch back a little bit and come to tabletop. Spread the fingers really wide and grip your fingertips. And then we're going to lower the belly, lift the heart, lift the tail. Inhale. Exhale, round the back, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, and really push into the hands to feel the shoulder blades draw away. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. And again, pushing the hands so we can feel this stretch at the shoulders. Okay, come into a neutral position. And we'll do a scapula push-up. So no hip action here. This is lowering the heart down, keeping the arm straight, lifting the heart up, feeling the shoulder blades drop away. So we've done this before lots of times. And this time, lower the heart down. We're going to lift the heart down and then push into your hands and keep lifting the heart up. Really getting a sense of that protraction in the upper body and the shoulder blade scapula area here. And then draw the navel in. So it's not a total cat shape because we're not tucking the tailbone. We're just pressing into the hands. Feel the shoulder blades draw away from each other and the navel is engaged. And then exhale, release. Good. Extend your left leg out to the side. Make sure there's some weight in the hands and grip the fingertips. We're going to lift maybe 3 times. That is enough. And another twist, we're going to reach our right elbow up to the sky, maybe the right fingertips. Big breath in. And then exhale, thread the needle, drop the right shoulder down. Inhale, lead with the elbow, maybe the fingertips, and then back down. Trying to keep your left shoulder over the left wrist when you're rising up. And then we'll just hang out here with the shoulder down. Maybe your right arm comes up. Maybe it comes behind your head. Just allowing gravity, the weight of your body, to give you this nice upper body twist. Okay, return the left hand, rise up. And then it's like we're coming into child's pose. Just bring the hips back and the arms forward. And then here you can just kind of play around. I know you can't see it, but you can just kind of pivot on the heel a bit so that your foot rocks a little bit, just so that we're getting to the inside of the leg here. Okay, return your hands, rise back up into the tabletop. So I'm just going to kind of shift so that I'm more on my mat here. But now I'm over my right leg. I'm no longer mirroring you. This is the same leg that was extended before. I just kind of shifted. I'm going to bring my hand down, make sure my shoulder is over the wrist, and then extend my other arm up and over. So it's the same extended leg, and feeling into the weight of the body at your arm and your shoulders. Big breath in. And exhale, elbow to knee, a little crunch. Inhale. Now, to get a little more height, you can go on your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale. I find that helps a little bit. A little side crunch. Get long. Contract. Long. Contract. Long. Contract. Okay, get long. And then windmill up. And sink into that extended leg knee. You got it. And we're just going to hang out here, stretching out this leg joint. All right. And then we're going to come into a quad stretch. So two ways that we can do it. So the way that's a little bit easier, take your hand on a block, hug the knee in, grab onto the ankle, and then draw your heel to your butt. You can see just like this. The other way is that the hand is on the ground. You hug in, take your hand at the ankle, and then you point your knee away. So it's however it's easier, the best way to get into it. And then we're going to release and come back into our tabletop. Extending the right leg out this time. I'm going to shift to the other side. You're just going to point, draw that navel up towards the spine, maybe protract the shoulders, really round the shoulders a bit. Lift 1, 2, and 3. Left elbow up. Exhale, dip the shoulder down. Thread the needle. Inhale. Exhale. So just adjusting that hand so that your right shoulder this time is over the wrist. We'll bring that shoulder down. Maybe right arm up to the sky, maybe it's behind your back. Getting a nice stretch through the shoulder here, making any little adjustments, and then we'll return the hand. Right hand rise back up into table. Sink the hips back with your extended leg out to the side into like maybe making a pillow with your hand or reaching your arms forward. And then you can just pivot on the heel, rock A bit the hips from side to side. Ha. Breathing in and out. And then we'll rise back up. And I'm just going to turn and shift so that you can see what I'm doing. But basically coming over to the left, take your left hand down and reach your arm up and over. And get really long. And I like to come onto my tips, my fingers when I do my little crunches here. So get long and then contract. Long and contract. Last one. Release. Good. Now rising up. Pivot your foot and kind of sink into this kneeling lunge. It's a pulse here. And then we're going to stretch out our quad. So either using the block over on the side so that your wrist is under the shoulders, hug the knee into the body, grab onto the ankle or the outside of the foot, and give yourself a little hug, quad stretch, or your hand can be on the floor. And then release. Good. Just setting up your blocks so that they're at the top of the mat. If you're warm, you can take a layer off or else with water. Let's come to table and then downward facing dog. Lift those sit bones up. Heels rise and lower. Spread the fingers wide, grip them just a little bit. And we're going to bend the knees, look forward, and either hop or walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold soft knees. Just grab onto your elbows, shake the hip no. Spiral the thighs in, make sure your knees are soft. Then press into the feet. Inhale, float your arms up to the sky. And exhale, release. Roll out the shoulders. So we'll come into a few sun salutations. We'll inhale, float the arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive down. Soft knees. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back with the left foot. Drop the knee, point the toe. Inhale, Anjalayasana. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck that back toe under, stepping back into plank position. Lowering down knees, chest, chin, or hug in the elbows, lowering down like a plank, point the toes. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes under, and inhale, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg up to the sky. Exhaling, lunging it forward between the hands, helping it forward if you need to. Drop the back knee. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck that back toe. Lift the knees, spring the foot forward. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, float your arms up. And then exhale, release. Inhale, float the arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive down. Opposite side. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back with that right foot, point the toe. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, hands come down. Step back into plank position. Hugging the elbows or knees. Just chin, point the toes. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Breathing in and out. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, lunge it forward between the hands. Drop the back knee. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, take the hands down. Tuck the back toe under, lift the knee, and spring forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, float the arms up. And exhale, release. Good. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other and press through the wrists. Inhale. Exhale, sitting back into chair pose. Continuing folding over the thighs. And softening through the shoulders, drop the head. Spiraling the thighs, lifting the sit bones up. Shake the head, no tension here. And then we're going to release the hands on both sides. Step back into plank position. Lowering down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes under. And inhale, come up to table. We're going to grab the blocks. So we're just going to work on a little skill, and hopefully it doesn't remind you of like piano lessons when you're younger, because we're going to do something like a little bit over and over again, so we really feel into it. So when I'm just going to move the blocks. When you're down dog, you lift your leg up, you step forward, but sometimes when we step forward, the foot gets a little bit stuck. So what we want to do is we want to solve this stuck problem. And how we solve it is by rounding the back and lifting the navel so that the foot has a little bit more space to come forward and to do that fluidly. So we're going to practice it. So start with the blocks at this medium height, then we'll move to the lower height, and then we'll move to the floor. So the medium height, shoulder distance apart, kind of in this weird slanted table. My shoulders are over the wrists. So just like we did the scapula push-up before, we bring the heart down. And then we're just going to round the upper back. Drop it down. And then round the upper back, but push into the upper back. So you feel like an energy there rising up. Now take the navel, not the pelvis, keep the pelvis where it is, and draw the navel actively up, joining that roundedness from like the base of the neck to the middle of the back. Okay, so that is what we're going to need when we come into plank. So I'm already huffing and puffing here. So pressing into the hands, rounding and drawing the navel in, really back towards the spine. Extend your left leg back and then your right leg, really like a plank. So my kneecaps are lifted, my arms feel really strong, my shoulders are rounded, and my navel is lifting up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, step that left foot between the blocks, and then lift it up and step it back. Step and lift the right foot forward and back. So rounding, navel engaged. Now come down onto the knees and take rest. Interlace the fingers behind your back and give yourself a nice little counter stretch. Roll at the shoulders. Stretch out the face. Let's do it again. So setting up so that your shoulders are over the wrists. Spread the fingers and kind of really get a good grip on your block. Round the shoulders, press into the hands, feel the shoulders draw away, and then take the navel up. And then plank legs. You're just looking down. Inhale. Exhale. Next inhale. Really feel that rounding and lifting of the navel. Step that foot forward and back. Right foot forward and back. And again. And back. And again. And back. And release. So you were probably feeling this a lot in the shoulders and maybe a lot in the wrists. Okay, I'm just going to give the wrists a little break. And do a little counter stretch. Totally huffing and puffing over here. Okay. So to make it a little bit more challenging, we take the blocks on the lower level. Come into our table, make sure that the shoulders are over the wrists. Spread the fingers wide, kind of gripping round the shoulder, and then take the navel. It's like you're hollowing out the belly, taking the navel up as much as you can, really getting, see my back is rounded here, but it's really active. And now extending the legs into plank. Okay, so my arms, my shoulders are really working here. So on the next breath in, stepping that foot forward between the block and stepping it back. Stepping it forward and stepping. And if it doesn't come forward, lift the navel more and round and step forward so that you're creating more space for the foot. Okay. Take a break. Good. Susie, your arms seem okay. Like they are a little bit out from underneath the shoulders, but it might also be okay like that. I just want to make sure that you're aware of it. If you bring it in a little bit, you can try it, but it's not too bad. Yeah, looks better. Really round up through, yes. Good. Okay, take a break. Take a break. Just nod the wrist. Okay, a little circling one way. Circling the other way. Shake out the hands. Okay, so moving right along and giving it a try without the blocks. Moving into our tabletop, spread the fingers wide, really grip with your fingers. Press into the hands and feel that rounding through the shoulders and draw the navel up and step back, and you're really active in your plank here. Breath in and out. The next big breath in. Really feel that lift coming from the navel to step that foot forward as much as you can. And a little bit of forward motion. And I'm just practicing that a bit. And if you find that you're getting stuck, a lot of core work. So it's really rounding in the belly, lifting that navel up, pushing through the arms so that there is space for the foot to kind of swoop in. So one more round. So coming into the table, prepping that for that protraction, navel lifts, and then come into your plank. Just practicing at your own pace. And then when you're done, just coming into child's pose, bringing your hands back, just resting the hands and the wrist. Resting the shoulders. Maybe rocking from side to side. And then we'll bring the hands forward, coming into table. And then downward facing dog. I'm going to inhale that left leg up to the sky. Exhale, lunge it forward between the hands. Plant your right foot down and windmill your arms up and around for warrior two. Sinking into the shape. Maybe a little pulsing here. Keeping the heart lifted, shoulders are down, but we're reaching actively through the fingertips. And then take your right hand on the thigh, reaching back. Big breath in. Exhale, take forearm over knee and reaching up and over. Really pressing through the heel and reaching through the fingertip, getting that stretch somewhere about at the hip. And we'll inhale up, lean back again, exalted warrior. Slowly pushing into that front foot and extending, leaning back, back, back. Inhale up. Now coming into triangle, external rotation of the front thigh, internal rotation of the back thigh. And reaching until we come to our triangle pose. You can have your hand at the shin, ankle, or even fingertips on the floor, providing your left side body and your right side body are both long. We don't want to collapse into our left body. We want it to be nice and long. Okay, we're just going to gently soften the knee, bring both hands down. Coming into a runner's lunge, stepping back into plank position, lowering down like the plank, point the toes. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, here we go. Lunge it forward between the hands. So using our new skill, dropping the left heel down, windmilling arms up, and coming into warrior on the opposite side. So we can pulse in our warriors, heel to arch alignment. Shoulders are softened down the back. Pulsing. And with the bent knee, reaching back, exalted warrior. Heart lifts, back kneecaps lift, navel lifts. Inhale up, exhale for extended side angle. Make sure your right arm is not droopy. You've got nice active fingers, pressing through the heel, extending through your fingertips, getting that stretch about at the midpoint where the hips are. And inhaling up, exhaling back again, pushing into that front knee, leaning back, leaning back. Active legs, inhale, rise up. Front leg spiraling out, back leg spiraling in, reach, 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 reach. So we feel long along both sides of the body, and then we can just drop the hand down, the shin, ankle, or fingers at the floor, or block, of course. Get those legs really active. Okay, soften your right knee, windmill your hands down, coming back into that plank position, stepping back, lowering down, knees, chest in, or like a plank, point the toes, inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes under, inhale, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up to the sky. Here we go. We're going to step it forward. Big breath in. Exhale, lunge it forward between the hands. Good. And just drop the back knee. Grab your blocks. So they're about shoulder distance apart. And they're about like a tripod at the foot. Tuck that back toe under. Bring your hands onto the blocks. Rise up. 2, come into this modified warrior 3. So coming maybe onto your tippy toes, onto the blocks. So tippy fingers, not tippy toes. Drop your right toe back, inhale, exhale, pick it up. Exhale, kick that. Long spine. And then hold it there, come back onto your tippy toes. And maybe reaching your arms back, like airplane pose. Playing with the balance. Just looking down. And then we're going to come to stand, bring this leg forward, through and up, and give your knee a little hug. Squeeze and spread the toes. I'm just going to turn. See. Circle the ankle one way. Circle it the other way. Point and flex. Take the knee out to the side. Grab onto your ankle. And maybe bring that foot into the thigh and squeeze the thigh into your foot and the foot into your thigh. If that's not working for you today, take it down to the shin. Sometimes like your yoga pants are super slippery, it just doesn't work. So finding what works for you. Getting really tall. And then reaching those arms up to the sky for a tree pose. And then release. Relax. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, thighs over, your torso over the thighs. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, stepping back into plank position, lowering down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes under. Inhale, up and back. Downward facing dog. We're going to lift the right leg up. Big breath in. Exhale, stepping through. Do it in slow motion. Feel that rounding, protracting of the shoulder blades, the navel drawing in, and then momentum. Bring that leg forward. Drop your knee. Set up your blocks. Put your hands on the blocks. Tuck that back toe under. And then spring yourself up. And then set up for leg kicks. Long spine. Last one. Hold. Come up onto the tiptoes. Try to keep your toe pointed down so your hips are side by side, not opening up. It's not like warrior two. Maybe one arm comes back, maybe both arms come back for airplane pose or warrior three. Engaging the core. Don't make your legs do all the work. Engaging your glute. And then taking the leg forward and hugging it in. Really squeezing it in. Just going to turn and squeeze and spread the toes. Feel the shoulder blades draw away from toward each other. Circle the ankle. One way. Circle it the other way. Point and flex. Okay, taking your knee out to the side. And then maybe bringing it in to the upper thigh. Squeeze the upper thigh into the foot and the foot into the upper thigh for stability. And finding what works for you. When you're ready, reach your arms up and out. For our beautiful tree, maybe turn at the wrists, make it a little more dynamic. Move the arms around. Find what works for you. Stretch at the face, little movement. Bring your hands back to the heart, turn the legs. And release. Now we're going to shake that out. Okay, the blocks out of the way and we'll stand at the top of the mat. Just take a moment to stand in mountain pose, just reconnect with breath and body. Sometimes when there's a lot of effort, your mind can be kind of taken away there. a bit of thought or judgment or evaluation. We're just going to come back to breath and body. Settling the breath, settling the mind. Big breath in. Exhale, stepping back with whatever foot you need to so that you can turn and face the front in an extended wide angle legs or wide angle legs. So I'm going to start squeezing my shins together and feel my thighs turn in, hands at the waist, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, lead with the heart. So my sit bones are lifting up, up, up. I'm just coming to a halfway point, tabletop. You can just check out how the back of the legs are sensing into this. Bring a little bit of weight into the balls of the feet and lift the sit bones some more. Now folding a little further, keeping your hands on the waist. And just kind of ease into this bit by bringing the weight into the balls of the feet. Spiraling the thighs and lifting the sit bones up and just letting the spine kind of cascade down. Shake the head no, nod yes. And then we're going to inhale, rise all the way up. We're going to bring our hands down for the second fold. Option to take your blocks, so that your hands can come on the blocks. If you feel like you want that little bit of extra support, so just set it up so it's shoulder distance. Otherwise, we start the same way, hands on the hips. Let's squeeze the shins together. Inhale, grow tall. As you lead with the heart, fold forward, spiral the thighs in, and start lifting these sit bones up towards the sky. When you get halfway, bring more weight into the balls of the feet, and then you can bring your hands down onto the blocks or onto the floor. As long as you're pointing your elbows through the legs back behind you. Lifting those sit bones up. Soften through the neck and the shoulders. Take your right hand and just bring it so that it either touches your big toe or your foot, and take your left hand behind your back and turn your heart up towards the sky. Now return back to neutral. Then take your left hand to the opposite foot. Bring your right hand behind your back and turn your heart up towards the sky. Make sure the weight is still in the ball of the feet. Inhale, unwind. Soften the knees. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Good, hands at your waist. And you can bend the knees and either jump up and bring your feet together, or heel toe them a few times and then jump them up and bring them together. Nice. Right. Move these blocks out of the way. Standing at the top of your mat, inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down, soft knees. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, we're just going to take the feet out wide, point the toes into the corners, and just sink the hips down. We'll just come into Malasana. And always welcome to use a block, a bolster, whatever you have at hand. And grow tall, elbows into knees, knees into elbows. And then we'll just bring the hands down. And your butt meets the floor. Soles of the feet come together just like we started. We're going to kind of end in our cobbler pose. And we'll just round the back. And just see if you notice any difference coming into cobbler now. We'll rise up and lift, help the knees up, round the back, scroll down one vertebrae at a time. Hug in the knees, stretch out the face, rock from side to side. Feet up, knees out, happy baby. Finding some movement or stillness here. Let's bring the feet together, cobbler's pose, recline, Supta Baddha Konasana. And then release. We're going to hug the right knee in, push through the left heel. Hug the left knee in, push through the right heel. Good. Drop both feet. Knees bent. Arms at the sides. Let's just tuck the shoulder blades under. So we're just going to do some counter stretching here. So a little bit of back work. So feet are hip distance, thighs are parallel. We're going to keep them parallel. Now, start to tuck the tailbone under so that the low back touches the floor. Now start to lift the hips so it just rises up vertebrae by vertebrae. Gentle tucking at the chin, lifting the hips, draw the shoulders down, open up through the chest. Maybe tuck the shoulders under some more. Do not look left or right in this shape. We're just coming into this nice bridge pose. We did a lot of rounding of the back and the shoulders, so this is a nice counter pose for all of that. Let's come up onto the tippy toes. Untuck the shoulders. Scroll down one vertebrae at a time. Really try to isolate it. Take your time. This is also a ton of core work. When you come down, hug the knees. Stretch out the face. Connect with the breath. Rock from side to side. And we'll repeat that. Bring the feet down, hands at your sides, tuck the shoulder blades under, palms are down, feet are hip distance. Start to tuck the tail under so the low back touches the floor, and then begin to lift your spine one vertebrae at a time. Try to keep your thighs parallel. And it might be that a huge section just lifts off, and that's okay. Once you get up to the top, tuck the shoulders under. Open up through the sternum, press into the feet, keep those thighs parallel. Hugging the glutes, really getting into that nice shape, arching bridge. And untuck the shoulders, come onto your tippy toes, and come down one vertebrae at a time. And release. Take your left foot and just tuck it behind your right foot. So like under the knee and grab onto it with your right hand. Allow the knee to come down. If you need to let go of the foot to drop the knee, that's totally fine. Then take your right knee and hug it in towards the chest. Energetically draw the left knee away from the hip. Maybe take your left arm overhead. And just explore this stretch a little bit. Another little quad stretch. Really got the legs at as many different angles as I could today, both lengthening and strengthening. And release. And we'll just switch sides, chuck your right foot under the knee, grab onto it with your left hand, lower the knee down. Reach the arm up overhead, maybe. Maybe that's all the stretch you need, but if you want to explore, you can hug the left knee into the chest. Maybe bring it out to the side a bit, in and out. Then we'll release that down. So I want to offer up for Shavasana today is legs up the wall. And you can also do Baddha Konasana with legs up the wall. So I did this morning with my chair class. And I was reminded that lots of people like this, so I'm gonna do it. So you can move your mat if you want to against the wall. Kind of get your hip right up in there. Lie down. And then flip your legs up and turn so that your legs are totally supported by the wall. So here we can point to flex a bit. Maybe stretch at the base. Maybe take your arms up over your head. Squeeze and spread the toes. External rotation, internal rotation, left to right, in and out, just like we did on the floor when you started the class. All these different ways to move the leg. Checking out your range of motion. And then we'll contain the energy a bit. We'll bring the hands in. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, or both hands on the belly. Both hands on the heart, whatever kind of suits you. You can keep your legs up the wall, or you can allow your knees to bend, your feet to come together, and exploring this cobbler pose in the reclined position. Providing there's no effort, like practically zero effort here, so that you can fully rest. If there's effort, then find a different position, either legs up the wall, supported by the wall, or just coming into Shavasana. So once you find that position that is like zero effort, then turning your attention to the breath. Noticing where the attention is taking you. And if it's not with the breath and the body, just acknowledging the thought. Turning the attention back to breath and body. And just bringing it back with kindness and tenderness. So we can observe the rise and fall of the chest or the rise and fall of the belly. Using these sensations to ground you in the present moment. Just getting really curious about these sensations of breathing. Slowly letting go. Settling into relaxation. Knowing that the body is totally primed for this moment of letting go. And if at any point you want to change from legs up the wall into traditional savasana, it's entirely up to you. You can stay in this position for up to 10 minutes or more. Just letting go of your hold on the body. Sinking further into the floor. Checking in that your jaw is soft and the neck. Soften both shoulders and the arms. And the belly. Just letting the legs be heavy. And then if you want to take your arms out to the sides, we can bring some movement into the feet and the hands and the face. Maybe circling the wrists and the ankles a bit. You can reach your arms up overhead for a gentle full body stretch. And to come out of this shape, we just bend the knees in towards the chest and roll over to one side, holding here for a moment. And then gently pushing up. Maybe grabbing your block or bolster. Sitting up tall, maybe stretching out the face. And we'll just find some stillness in this upright position. Just taking in what you notice about the body in this moment. Sensations, maybe lack of sensations, breath within the body. It's the quality of your breath, mind, the heart. And I invite you to bring your hands up to heart center so that you may take a moment to thank yourself. Recognizing the effort and the energy that you bring to your practice. And all the benefits. And let's seal in our practice with a unifying Om as we inhale together. Thank you for practicing with me today.